In order to manually show SolarWinds EDR, powered by SentinelOne's patented rollback capabilities, we're going to run the agent in detect-only mode, meaning it will only alert on the activity, and then we'll go ahead and take manual responses. Normally in production, you'd be running this in protect mode, where you can automate any responses you're about to see. So let's jump into our virtual machine. Here on the right, you can see we have perfectly good files and pictures that haven't been touched yet. And here, it looks like I have a security bulletin in my email inbox. So I'll go ahead and open that, and it looks like there's a Word document attachment in this email. It looks safe, so let's go ahead and open it. And right away, you can see SolarWinds EDR notices something unusual about this Word document. If we jump back into the dashboard, we should see the suspicious alert coming from the endpoint. And we can already see a few behavioral indicators that are firing off. If we take a closer look at the storyline, we can also see that Word has reached out to PowerShell. We can see the basic 64 encoded command here, so we'll go back to the virtual machine and see how this pans out. At this point, we can definitely see that the box is encrypted, so all my files here are as well. I can also see that the ransomware has left some lovely notes in my directories, instructing me on how to pay the ransom and get my data back. Thankfully, I don't have to do that. Let's go back and take another look at the alert. We can see that it is now an active threat rather than just a suspicious alert. And if we look here, we can see a lot more data. So first and foremost, there are many more behavioral indicators. And you can see we map all these to MITRE. All the basic data about the attack is up here. But if I jump down into the storyline, we should see a bit more activity. For instance, we can see that PowerShell session actually reached out to what looks to be a C2 server. We can also see some other interesting information, such as persistence mechanisms that were dropped into place. The ransomware, of course, tried to delete shadow copies so that I can't recover the data, and we can see the ransomware itself impacting the data on my system. So at this point, I'm going to choose to roll back the activity. I'll go ahead and kill the ransomware process. I'll quarantine any files related to the threat, or remediate any changes made to the system by the threat. For example, the persistence mechanism files that were dropped on the system, modifications made to registry keys, and things like that. And then, of course, I'll roll back any data that was damaged as part of that malicious storyline. So I'll go ahead and click Rollback here. And if we jump back into our virtual machine, in a few seconds we should see it take care of remediating those text files that were dropped. The persistence mechanism will be removed from the system, and we will get our data back. And with that, SolarWinds EDR agent has recovered our encrypted files, and we are good to go.